So here I am. This is a crepe myrtle. There are a couple different varieties. I don't remember exactly which one this is. But basically, all the leaves have fallen off for the winter. And what we're going to do here is basically shape it. Now, there are two different ways of thinking about this. Some people say just leave it. You know, all the little branches are going to grow their own leaves and it'll stay full. And other people think that you should thin it out and shape it and break off all these little twigs. And the research says 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It all depends on what you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and trim it up. And this is actually pretty easy. You don't need a lot of tools. I'm gonna use a ladder just to get the top here. Some crepe myrtles can be really tall and you'll need a bigger ladder and somebody to hold the ladder for you because you wanna be safe about everything. But basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna pick a height and I'm gonna level it off. This one I've been keeping about 7 or 8 feet tall. So I'm just gonna go through with the loppers and keep cutting it about that height all the way across. You'll notice that if you cut them in the same spot year after year, you're gonna get this weird ugly knot that looks a little like the Whomping Willow from Harry Potter. The easy way to take care of it is, say your knot's right here, is to just 1 year go and cut right under it, and then you're gonna get a nice fork of 2, and from there you can just work your way back up over time. I've made a point every year of cutting it a couple inches higher, a couple inches lower than I did the year before. And so I haven't really run into that. And so now what we gotta do is actually pick the branches that we want to keep. Here's a good example of a branch that's crisscrossing into another one. And all I'm gonna do here is just break that off. And no more crisscrossing. And crepe myrtle branches are pretty easy to break. You can, you know, if they're big enough, you gotta use a pair of loppers, but for the most part, you can break them with your hand. Mostly what you're doing is shaping this thing. And as you can see with this particular plant, probably just because we got so many big plants over here blocking the sun in this direction, it started to grow towards the morning sun that comes up in that direction. That's probably when it gets the most sun. In the interest of just trying to get it to grow up even on all sides, where I would normally break off a lot of these smaller branches, I'm actually going to leave them in hopes that they'll actually grow out and fill the plant a little more evenly. So again, another example of where it's more of an artistic decision to decide what to leave in and what not to. And you know, in the middle of the summer when I come out here to prune, if this is just one big ragged mess, I can always go and break it off. So, you know, no problem you can't fix.